For today's video, I made 3 types of loaf cake. There's a classic banana bread, a summery blueberry lemon loaf, and one veggie loaf made from zucchini. These are all moist and fluffy and not too sweet. They're also so easy to put together that anyone can make these. So let's just hop right into it. To start off our 3-loaf series, let's make the classic banana bread. I have to admit though, my recipe is really good. It's super moist and not too sweet. Even my mom, who doesn't like bananas, like this one. To start off, we need very ripe bananas. Let's just drop those into a bowl and mash that up with a fork. I thought these bananas were really ripe, but as I'm mashing these, I think they definitely could have gone a little longer. But it's okay, since this recipe is still good with not the ripest bananas. Once these are mashed, add the egg and give the mixture a good whisk. Then add the remaining wet ingredients, which are the brown sugar, oil, and vanilla. Give that another good whisk, and then we're ready for the next step. Oh wait, I forgot to add the Greek yogurt. Let's add that in and give it another good whisk until it's nice and combined. Now we move on to the dry ingredients. In a large bowl, combine flour, baking soda, salt, and cinnamon. I'm using a sieve because my baking soda was clumpy, but if you want to simplify this recipe, you don't really need to sift your dry ingredients. Give that a quick stir to combine, then add the wet ingredients. Then let's fold the ingredients together until you get a cake batter, folding until just combined. To bake these, I'm using 2 small loaf pans, which I'm just evenly pouring the batter into, or at least as evenly as I can. And now we bake these off at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 to 35 minutes. Let's see how they turned out. Okay, so they look like banana bread, but on the outside they're not that impressive. Just wait until you dig in. Look at that fluffy texture. You know it's good banana bread when it's not dry at all. Anyway, now that we've gotten the classic banana bread out of the way, let's start on our next loaf cake, lemon blueberry. But first, before we start, let's take a short break with ASMR brought to you by my sister. I don't really know what's happening, but here you go. Alright, time's up. Let's resume with our scheduled program. I started off by grabbing our friend the lemon here and used my microplane to zest it. I zested the whole lemon, but save about half the zest for the icing later. We're also going to need the juice, so I squeezed the lemon after zesting it. But why were there so many seeds in it? I feel like I counted at least 10 seeds, but once I finished squeezing the lemon, I picked out the seeds. Now we can get started on making our cake batter. Start off by combining the wet ingredients in a medium-sized bowl. So I'm throwing in an egg and giving that a whisk. Then I added the Greek yogurt, lemon juice, oil and butter, granulated sugar, and lemon zest. Give that a good whisk and we'll set it aside. In a large bowl, we're combining the dry ingredients, which are just the flour and baking powder. My baking powder, again, was kinda clumpy, so I sifted it first, but this step is optional. Then let's combine everything by adding the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. Give that a nice stir, and then we'll add our star ingredient, the blueberries. Well, technically the star ingredients are the lemon and blueberries, but anyway. I think I made too little batter for these 2 mini loaf tins, but I'm sure they'll turn out okay. But if you're making these, just put them into 1 small loaf tin. But once these were filled, I put them into an oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 to 25 minutes. If you're baking them in 1 loaf pan, maybe go for about 35 minutes. While those are baking, let's make the lemon icing. It's super simple, just combine the powdered sugar, lemon juice and zest, and vanilla extract. Give that a nice whisk until it's smooth, and that's it. So then we just set that aside until the cakes are finished baking and cooled. And here are the finished cakes. Once they're cooled, pour the icing over them and allow that to dry. Then they're ready for a taste test. The lemon flavor really hits, but it's balanced out nicely by the blueberries. Overall, it's not too sweet. Alright, let's move on to a final loaf cake recipe. This one is one that I haven't tried before, so I'm actually going to try using my carrot cake recipe, but instead add zucchini, and maybe a little more flour. So I'm not gonna lie, I know I said I didn't have a recipe for zucchini loaf, but this is also my first time making it, so let's see how it turns out. So starting off, I'm grating the zucchini. I just grated basically the whole zucchini, but you really only need about half of it. Once the zucchini is grated, I'm tossing that into a bowl along with the flour. I thought this would help soak up some of the moisture, but I'm not sure if it was a good idea because some of the flour got stuck to the bottom of the bowl. Anyway, to this bowl, I'm also adding the baking powder, cinnamon, baking soda, and ground cloves. I ran these through a sieve again because of my clumpy baking powder, but you don't have to sift these ingredients. Then I gave this all a quick mix and broke up some of the clumps of zucchini. Then set this aside. To a medium bowl, I'm cracking the egg in and giving it a whisk. Then I'm adding the remaining wet ingredients, which are the oil, brown sugar, granulated sugar, and vanilla. Then give that all a whisk until it's well combined. I kind of had to be aggressive here because my brown sugar was clumpy, but eventually it should be pretty smooth. Once that looks good, add this wet ingredient mixture into the dry ingredients. Then fold the mixture until combined. I poured this mixture into one 6 by 3.5 inch loaf pan that I coated lightly with flour, and baked this off at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 to 35 minutes. And here's how it turned out. This was actually a random experiment, but it turned out super well. The cake is moist but not soggy, and you can't tell it has veggies in it. Maybe slightly. My sister said you can tell it has veggies in it. And there you have it. 3 simple loaf cake recipes. I hope you give one or all of these a try and let me know if you do. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.